Hello and welcome to AH Shooting and Just Good Food. Today I am butchering a muntjac. In the end I'll have some muntjac saddle, some haunch steaks, some lovely muntjac dice and some mince from the trim. We'll also have a deboned haunch which we will roll and stuff at a later date. Also the carcass will go into a stock pot. So here we have the haunch of one small muntjac. This is just a yearling, so it should be lovely and tender. So I'm just going to trim off any less than desirable parts. And then I'm just going to locate the hip bone and just try and free some of the meat away from it. I'm not a butcher by trade, as you can probably tell. I'm a chef by trade, so quite good at cooking, but with butchery, I've done some butchery, but I don't claim to be a butcher, so bear with me on this video. I think I do okay in the end. As you can see here, there's a ball joint, so if you just push the haunches apart, we can just run the knife past there, and you then just keep making slices up against the hip bone. Just keep making little slices. And eventually the leg or haunch will come free. That's one free haunch. It's looking pretty clean. So now to do the other one, I'm just going to speed through this one because you've seen me do one. Through the knuckle again. And keep working the bone against the hip bone, and that is going to go into the stock pot. Okay, so next we're going to take one of the haunches and we're going to take the shank off it. So to do this, you just find a joint, give it a little flex and you'll see where it is, and you'll be able to cut straight through there. So once you've found it, the knife should go through fairly easy. And that is one free shank. So you're left with a haunch here. All I'm going to do is just tidy this up a little bit. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the other one. So speed it up just to make it a bit quicker. Okay, so now I'm going to do is square this off. This meat is lovely meat, so this is going to go in the dice pile. As you can see on the video, on the left hand side I've got my trim, and on the right hand side I've got some dice. So any trim bits that aren't going to kind of make it into your stews or casseroles, etc., we can always mince them down, make them into tasty burgers or meatballs, etc. So I've just taken the top bit off of the haunch. I'm going to chop this off, and this is going to make some lovely dice. I'm going to get some great recipes out of this. So that's going into the dice pile. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell next to the subscription button, and you'll get notifications of when I do new videos. I've got a lot of recipes coming up. This channel, it is about cooking and it is about shooting as well, so there will be some shooting videos coming up eventually. Okay, so now we're just going to keep running the knife down the bone. So just keep feeling the bone, working your way around it. And this will come free. That's going to go into the stock pot. So now we're just going to square this off, and that is lovely meat there, so that is going to go into the dice pile. I'm just going to cut probably about 1.5 inches thick, some leg steaks. Quite small, because this muntjac, I say, it was only a yearling, so they're not going to be massive, but I bet they're going to taste amazing. So the rest of it I'm just going to dice up. I couldn't get another steak out of these. With the other haunch, I'm just going to fast forward it for you so you don't have to watch what you've already seen. Again, the bone will go in the stock pot, and with this haunch I'm just going to flatten it out, roll it up at a later date. So I'll be doing a stuffed muntjac haunch, which is going to be amazing. Now we're just going to roll that back up as it is, ready to be used at a later date. So that's one rolled, deboned muntjac haunch. So this is going to be amazing. Then we're going to take the shanks. There's not a lot of meat on these, so we're basically just going to take that off and kind of dice it up. So just take the meat off, try and get rid of as much sinew as you can, because that'll just make your kind of your food chewy. You don't want that in it. So there's not a massive amount on these, but we don't want to waste any. So just keep making slices close to the bone as you can, just to make sure we don't get any waste. As well as subscribing, don't forget to check out my AH Shooting and Just Good Food page on Facebook, I'll put all my notifications on here of videos that are going to be coming out, so people can kind of get a bit of advance warning that they're coming out. I always kind of say what I'm going to be doing and when. I always try and upload on a Tuesday and a Saturday twice a week, wherever I can. So we're just getting rid of any sinew. Slicing it off. And then this is going to go in the dice. And we'll do the same with the other one and speed it up so you don't have to watch it. Next we're on to the shoulders. These are quite easy to take off, so if you just make a kind of incision just behind the shoulder blade, you can feel it just there. Run the knife behind it, keep slicing, and it will come off really easily. Like that. There you go, that's one shoulder off. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same the other side. Two shoulders off. So I'm just going to trim a bit of this excess away from around the ribs. Keep slicing it down. You can see all that meat on the ribs, so we're going to take that off and that will all go into the trim, which will go into the mince. We're also going to take off the meat around the neck. It's nice meat around the neck. There's, you know, a fair bit around there. It's surprising how much you'll get. So we're going to take off all the trim from in between the ribs. I've speeded this up because it's quite easy. You can see how I'm doing it. And we're going to blitz the other side as well, taking off any trim that we can find at all, which is going to go into the mince. Which then leaves us with the two loins or saddles on the back and the empty rib cage. So now I'm just going to take these tin snips that I bought especially for the job. These will go through any bones. They're really hard. So we're going to take off all of the ribs, which are going to go into the stock pot. This just makes it a bit easier when you're taking the saddle off. You can feel where the backbone is if you just keep running your knife down the back, and you need to keep feeling your way down. And just slicing down and out at the same time. So if you keep pulling the meat back slightly with your other hand, and you'll see that if you just keep running your knife along the ribs, this will come off really easily. You'll be left with a lovely Muntjac loin. So that's coming off nicely there. that's one saddle off. And now we're just going to whip through the other one, exactly the same the other side, and we're just going to do that quickly. There's a little bit of meat under where the loin was as well, so we're just going to take that off because that's really nice meat. That's going to go into the dice. And then the backbone on the ribs are going to go into the stock pot. Now I'm just going to take the shoulders and just basically cut off any meat that I can get for trim and dice. There's some nice meat there on the shoulders, so we should get a fair bit of dice off it. Just keep slicing against the bones, try to get off as much meat as you can. Make sure that we get rid of as much sinew as we can. You're then left with one pretty clean shoulder bone. This is going to go in the stock pot. So again, exactly the same with this one. I'm going to speed it up for you. Then next we've got the two saddles, so we're going to take the silver skin off this. I'm going to just trim it up, get rid of any of the nasty bits. And we're just going to go down and to the right. I'm pressing the knife against the table and slicing with the knife and also pulling the skin as well. This should get rid of most of the silver skin. If there's any silver skin left on them, try and cut it off best as you can, taking off the minimal amount of meat. So same goes for the second one. These are going to make some great steaks, or one thing that I'm going to do with some of them is I'm going to make some sort of mini Muntjac Wellingtons, so that will be one video that's coming up. So that's 2 muntjac saddles in half. We've got the 1 rolled haunch, and then we've got some muntjac steaks. And also all this really nice muntjac dice. Gonna make some lovely casseroles or stews with that. And then we've got the trim, so we'll also have some muntjac mince as well. I've also done a video on how to skin a muntjac, so you might want to pop to my channel and have a look at that. Please don't forget to like the video and also subscribe. Then we've got the bones, which are going to go into the stock, so nothing's been wasted. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.
Been around with my sisters, gotta move to the beat, beat, beat. Gotta move to the beat, beat, beat. Looking damn fine, pretty as a day. Wanna find your mister, shake it all on the street, street, street. Gotta move to the beat. Go easy.